I forgot pen and paper. I forgot a pen and paper. Pen and paper. Yeah. Oh, Pokemon, why are you so hard? Hold it. Right. Oh, is everything recording? Am I recording? Am I recording? Huh? I think so. Shit. Let's write down where he's go. Let's get in battle mode, boys. Yes. Alright. We'll lead off with Donphan because I don't think there's too much that he can lead with that really instantly threatens Donphan. It was our round one pick for a reason. Let's see. Yeah, okay. This is good. This is good. Oh, the recording looks like it's laggy. I'm gonna go straight for the knock. I have no idea if he wants to scout for the Supercell Slam or not, but let me just go straight for the knockoff, I think. Just prioritize damage on this thing ASAP, really. Well, not damage, that's the wrong word. Yeah, I don't know if he wants to scout, but let's just get the knockoff, because I am gone. Yeah, Rocky Helmet. I figured that'd be Helmet, so that's good for the rest of the game, because I don't have to deal with that thing. I don't think we'll see a Brave Bird, no. Okay, a little bit brave by me, no pun intended. But I just didn't, yeah, I didn't think we'd see a Brave Bird by him. It felt like a fairly safe U-turn for him. You get slow momentum. Worst case scenario, you get knocked off. Worst case for me would have been if I'd gone for the Supercell Slam and then he'd gone into Sandaconda, but I think now he will see the Corviknight as a pretty safe switch in on
Donphan.
Okay, so he gets to see that we're lefties here. It brings in the Gardevoir, but this was the reason that I wanted to lead off with Donphan, because obviously Donphan has low special defense, it's physical wall, or physical support mod, depending on how you want to look at it. So I knew it'd probably bring in the Gardevoir, which gives me my Cobalion, which gives me momentum. So I was kind of okay with this. Gardevoir is like kind of fine. He can go for the Shadow Ball, which would do a little bit more to Cobalion or Focus Blast or something, or Mystical Fire, but yeah, it just goes for the safe Moon Blast. That's fine. I'm just going to Volt here. I don't think he goes Hard Conda. If he does go Hard Conda, like, that's okay. Nautilus, I don't know what that means. No, that's fine. Okay, this seemed like the most likely like special sponge to switch in on the Flash Cannon or whatever, so yeah, that suits me. We'll get Cobalion back out. And we'll go into one of our wall breakers. So, which wall breaker do we want to go into? Or do we want to try and get rocks up? Yeah, I think we want to go into Mudsdale and try and get rocks up, because I think from the position we're in,
Zarude
like is the biggest threat to my team. So getting hazards up like early is really, really good. If he wants to try and get damage off on this straight away, he can. And that's a worthwhile trade for me, because or you can try and go Corviknight here. We'll see. Yeah, so this thing comes out. This is always going to want to come out in Defog. This is his prime Defogger. So I'm hoping the speed investment in Mudsdale pays off and we're able to just taunt here. If I'm wrong and he's... okay, so he's actually faster than me. That's interesting. But now I can taunt him and I can either choose to just rocks again. Like, he's going to U-turn. He's going to U-turn. So do I just EQ? Do I just EQ on the switch? Let's get rocks up. Let's get rocks up. Let's prioritize those stealth rocks. Yeah, I mean, Earthquake would have been great. Earthquake would have been great because I feel like he goes...
Zarude.
Yeah, so maybe I wasn't being brave enough. Maybe I needed to trust my gut. Called up
Zarude.
switch here.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Possession. Have I been possessed? That's the only thing I can think. Logically speaking, the only logical explanation is I somehow have been possessed.
And now for something completely different.
I also don't really want rocks going up. So I think I'm just going to go into Donphan. We can rapid spin them away. We can knock off. Don't really want to... Oh, okay, so he's coil. Phew, that's a little scary. How do I handle coil? I was very much expecting hazards. Interesting. Coil. Did not anticipate a wall breaking set. Wow, this thing actually does a number against me. The only thing would be to try and kill it off with Tachyon, Cutter, Cobalion, or I could go this thing early. Interesting. Okay. Probably gonna have to give him Turtonator here. Feels bad, feels really bad. Means I'm gonna have to play around the Greninja differently. But I think it's my only play, is he just goes straight for the EQ, so we basically got a free turn of leftovers on Donphan, you know, it was all strategized. Because he'll have to go for a rock move here. He could be taking like Ice Fang or something, I guess. But I'm very much anticipating a Stone Edge in this situation, in which case there's a chance he misses. Got to try and land 2 of them because it does an Oko. So yeah, and if he's Rock Slide, even at +1, if he's like a Spadef variant, it probably won't 2 at KO. So turn 8 is pretty fat as he just switches out. So we've been able to mitigate the threat there. That's pretty good. He doesn't like switching in on this thing particularly, especially with rocks up. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. This is damage. This is gonna hurt. Yeah, that does big damage. I hate making the same switch again because I feel like it's predictable. But that Turtonator is too much of a threat to take damage on this thing. I don't want to have to deal with that Turtonator really. So that Turtonator, that's Sandaconda. I've got the Turtonator. So, but that was big damage. That was big damage. He can't now switch in on a hit from anything and take rocks. As he makes the double, potentially predicting the Cobalion. Let's see. He does. So he wants to get Stealth Rocks down here. He's trying to get that position in for his...
Zarude.
So I need to Volt. Could Future Sight. Yeah. I like the Future Sight play because it doesn't let
Zarude
in immediately. Right? So if I had just... Okay, so actually I could have... I don't know, defending... yeah, I could have potentially prevented the defog there by just Volt switching hard into Girafarig. But I think that's okay. Like... The Future Sight comes out now after this turn, so we were able to get Girafarig in. His only Future Sight switch in would be the Frog, and that doesn't want to take a Thunderbolt. So with that in mind, I think I'm just going to Volt again, because he either has to try and give me this, which I just don't think he does. I think what's most likely is he either goes Sandaconda or he goes into the Goodra. I think the Goodra will come out here. But that's going to, you know, have to take, a bit 2 resisted hits, but it's going to take Chip. I can't remember if it had leftovers or not. I should have noted that down. Maybe Dragon Pulse would have been better here. I don't know. I like the momentum. Best case scenario, to be honest, is it goes Sandaconda. No, yeah, it's this thing. That felt fairly, like, telegraphed. But it has to take the Future Sight. It has to take the Volt Switch. I know it's Chip. It's literal Chip. But, like, hey, Chip is Chip is Chip is Chip. You know what I mean? We get our leftovers back. Do I EQ predicting the...
Zarude.
Yeah, do I have any reason to speed the game up like that when it's... That would just give him a free U-turn with Corviknight? No, I think I'm just going to Stealth Rock. So we are faster than him, which is nice. Unless he just Dragon Tails. This could just be Dragon Tail, to be fair, because I don't know. No, so he just knocks us off. So we want to get rid of our leftovers, that's fine. I'm going to Taunt here, because I don't see him staying in, and I'm assuming it's going to be the Corviknight. Yeah. So now he has to take Stealth Rocks. He has to take, and he can't roost it off. So it's just adding up the chip. I might EQ here. I think I'm going to EQ once, and then if he Brave Birds or Body Presses here, I'll switch next turn. But I don't think HP on Mudsdale is essential. So I think I want to try and call the U-turn play and just EQ. and try and take something from him. Okay, he Iron Heads, that's fine. If he U-turns this turn, fair enough. But again, like, what does he U-turn into safely? Like, it's interesting that I outsped the Goodra with Mudstale, because how fast is Mudstale? 153. Okay, fair play. I kind of wanted to EQ again and call it, because I felt like it was so obvious after I failed to get that off once, but it looks like his Goodra must be negative defense nature, so that's worth keeping in mind. It's probably a mixed Goodra. But that does mean that I outspeed it with this thing. Because this is this a Draco Meteor? I can't do Cobalion, can I? No. Alright, Girafarig. It looks like you outspeed, so we'll just keep chipping away. I know this is like slow progress. I get that. I totally get that. But sometimes teams is teams, do you know what I mean? So I could try and go Cobalion, but I really don't want to get knocked off. Yeah, I really don't want to get knocked off. I don't think he knocks off. I think he Dracos. Or body presses or something, but Ice Beam, okay. So in this situation, he definitely doesn't knock off. So I'm gonna try and cover the Corviknight switch. Like he could predict the taunt and just stay in and Ice Beam again, but that's okay because this won't get knocked off, and I'll take the Ice Beam. That's fine. What I don't want is but if he goes into Corviknight here, then I bring this in, and we can do the same thing where I can potentially Future Sight and then Volt Switch, or you know, something like that. We might need to try and Wall Break with the Donphan soon. I'm gonna go hard Turtonator on the Sandaconda because we've seen this thing is Coil. It's presumably Rest, Shed Skin, so it's probably like EQ, Rock Slide, or Stone Edge. Yeah, and I don't want to give him the free EQ, so we're just going to Turtonator here. And from this point, we can... Do I just Moon Blast on the Corv? I think I'm just going to Moon Blast on the Corviknight switch. Like, I kind of want a Mystical Fire on the Corviknight switch, but I don't remember seeing Pressure. Which presumably means that, yeah, that he's whatever you call it. That actually does a lot. But he's Mirror Armor, so I could Earth Power here on the Roost. How much would that do? 63? Fuck it. Let's try and make some headway. Yeah, so he does Roost. Let's try and make some headway here with Turtonator. Let's try and Wall Break a little bit. This looks like it could be a roll. Yeah. So he now can't... We kind of forced the 50-50 here. I'm actually going to make the switch now on the potential Iron Head. So either Iron Heads or Roosts here. He doesn't defog. So either way, Girafarig comes in. I just really hope he goes for the Iron Head here. I really hope he just looks at this and thinks, look, how do I get some value out of this turn? If I Roost, I get nothing. If I Iron Head, I get big chip off on Enamorous. So I'm hoping that's the way his brain process goes here, and he just thinks, let's prioritize damage. This game's been quite a long one already, so I feel like a lot of us, like our patience starts to wane around now, and you know, we start to think, do you know what, I just got to start hitting things. I've been starting to feel that way a little bit, so. Okay, goes for the defog. That's a smart play. That's a smart play. That's a really smart play. But I am now faster. My Dragon Pulse will take him out, and it will hit everything else, apart from Gardevoir. It's basically a 50-50 call. Does he go Gardevoir or does he go Conda? I think he goes Gardevoir. He's actually faster than me, man. Of course he is, because he's faster than Mudstale. So I should have clapped, but then if he roosted, that would have been really bad. Maybe T-Bolt would have been good on this set. Wow, okay, so he goes Conda. That's not what I was expecting. I was thinking that the Gardevoir at this point has less value, so we were more likely to see a Gardevoir switch. So I've been going Enam on this thing, because I've been afraid of the coil. That would let him go into Corv and force the same 50-50s. Do I want to do something different? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. As he just go for the Earthquake again, yeah. Just playing it safe. So at this point, Moonblast is really free. Moonblast is really free. We've positioned this patiently. It doesn't guarantee a KO because I think Goodra can come in and take 2. Or certainly can take 1 and scare me out. Even with a negative speed nature, there is no way that Turtonator outspeeds Goodra, right? No. So he does come in. Doesn't take it particularly well. We don't, unfortunately, get rid of the... don't get the special attack drop, which would have been nice. So we've seen he's willing to go for Ice Beam here. Have I forced a good enough position that I could risk the knockoff into Cobalion? I think I have to. Because I don't think I can let Mudsdale take that much damage. If he Dracos or something as well, like Mudsdale would be in a really tough spot. Ice Beam really... Well, he won't Draco, I guess, because of what's in against him. He could Flash Cannon, but I think Cobalion is like the best pivot. And what I want to try and do here is I want to try and bait the knockoff. So I want to go into this, not get knocked off, but then bait the knockoff on the following turn. Yeah, perfect. So he should stay in here. Not really fearing this thing. It means we can Volt. And he probably just goes for the knock here. I just don't see him beaming again. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But with that in mind, I'm going to go Mudsdale. I really, really want to try and get those Stealth Rocks up, but at the minute it's just not happening for me. Okay, as he goes for the EQ, how much is that going to do? Negligible damage. I'm going to go Rocks. Shocking no one ever. I'm going to try and get those hazards back up. I wonder, will we see the Corv, or will he? Yeah, so he does just go for the Corv. Fine. Best way to punish Corviknight here is to taunt, because he can get a Roost or a Defog here, but he can't get both. Okay, so he goes for the Iron Head. So we know he's Iron Head, Roost, Defog, U-turn. So he can only U-turn or Iron Head here. So let's go into Girafarig. I want to try and get Girafarig back to full, is my thinking. Girafarig was EV to take a +2 play rough from the weird thing he has in the back. That fiery weird thing. I don't know what it's called. Zarude? I think it's called Zarude. So yeah, let's see. So is Corviknight now dead to rocks? I think Corviknight is now dead to rocks. So let's think. Corviknight's not dead to rocks. He has to go into what, Gardevoir to kill this? Or yeah, just Gardevoir. Goodra would also be like, oh, and Sandaconda. I forgot about Sandaconda. Okay, this thing comes back out again. I'm going to. I know this is like so stally, but I need this thing at full. I'm really sorry if he's watching. He's not watching, but Ark, if you're watching, man, I'm so sorry. I know this is super stally, but like for the calcs, you know how it is. This thing needs to really be at 100 if I can. I don't want to take any chances. And it also just lets me scout what he's thinking. EQ. I don't know if he's packing a dragon move. So what have we seen from this thing? We've seen Ice Beam. We've seen EQ. What do I think's coming out here? I can't go Donphan in case he Ice Beams. Have we seen Iron something? He's got to have Iron Head or something like that. Knockoff. We've seen Knockoff. I can't risk you. So I think it has to be you. And ultimately, this thing now has rocks up to stay. So Mudsdale's value is lower now. As he does finally show the Draco. 127 down to 1. He could just knock off to kill, and I don't want to lose my item on that, actually. Is this the moment that I let him take this? Do I need a sack? Oh wait, aren't I faster? I'm faster. I'm faster. This is a free EQ. What am I thinking? This is a free EQ. He has to either sack the Corv or... Yeah. Which then gives him Gren to try and fish for his Battle Bond. I see. And actually, that is really tough because he can Ice Beam, which my main Gren switch-in can't... He can go for any move here on Gren. So it actually does put me in a really tough spot with Battle Bond Gren. I need to remember how the hell Battle Bond works in this generation. I think he loses it after he switches out, right? Question mark. So I think I just let him take this. And I think he loses it after he switches out. So he does go for the Dark Pulse. Yeah. We see the stat buff. I could try and go Girafarig and Thunderclap him, but if he's substitute, that puts me in a really bad spot. So I'm going to go into Turt, and from what I can tell from the calc, if I'm using the calc properly, it looks like his Ice Beam should do a max like 30% to me, and my Moonblast should always kill him. So I'm just going to go with that as the calc. I took Draining Kiss off this last thing for Healing Wish. I kind of wish I'd kept Draining Kiss now. Maybe? Nah, maybe not. Because he can switch here, and so this does force a KO. I shout out to Eric. I did a quick mock with Eric, and this was his suggestion. We changed this from AV to Yachi so that we could have Healing Wish over Draining Kiss. And I do still like it. I like the tech. But I'm being greedy here and thinking, well, if he Ice Beams me, I want to be able to Drain Kiss that HP back so that I'm full health. But ultimately, that is greedy. The most important thing is that this thing doesn't sweep me. I'm okay with Turtonator potentially going down. And yeah, now the point is, if he goes into anything else, it takes maximum damage from the Moonblast. Which... And I... Can Gren get its Battle Bond again? Is it once per game? I don't know how that works. I need to look this up. How the fuck does Battle Bond work now? Can you get it more? Oh, Radical Red Showdown? No, that's not what I want. I mean, it is. I love Radical Red. That's how addicted I am. It's fucking... I can't get onto normal Showdown. Ah! Oh, there we go. Give me all your cookies, Showdown. Greninja. How the fuck does Battle Bond work? Once per battle. Sweet. Who's Melody? I wasn't paying attention. This thing. Okay. This thing's still really useful. You're less useful now, so I'm going to go into you. I can't remember what's alive and what isn't at this point. Did the Corviknight go down? I need to check that. What was that? Destiny Bond. Smart move. Smart move. I'm going to Future Sight. So the Gudra went down to Ting Lu. I remember that happening. The finally we see this thing. That's not a Pokemon, that's a Zelda character. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, so this is good because that Future Sight up in the air means that if he does try and set up here, it's not going to be very easy for him to do much with the setup. So we'll just go into Girafarig, Sapsipper Girafarig coming through. Oh wait, there's Mold Breaker. Shh, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know he has Mold Breaker. Then what else? Ting Lu went down to... Who was it? Who's that guy? Greninja. I don't think Corv has gone down yet, has it? Let's get Giraffe again, and then I need to check. Before doing anything else, I need to check if... Yeah, okay, so this is the set I was expecting. So this will probably be play rough. And this is why I wanted to get back to full health, because this is legitimately scary. Oh, Corv did go down. Who the fuck took down Corv? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Focus. So we just Dragon Pulse here, or do we Volt Switch into the other guy? I'm going to Volt, because actually, like the... Yeah, so we should take this. Yeah, we do take this. And the Future Sight is up in the air, right? And now he would have to come in on rocks again. Oh, wait, I don't think Future Sight hits this turn. I should have maybe protected there into Volt, but if he SD'd again, I was in a bind. That might have been a misplay. Maybe I should have just Dragon Pulse to put him in range of like not coming back in on rocks, because this thing can still... Oh no, it is this turn. Okay, I didn't fuck up. Good, that was good then. This thing isn't what I would have wanted to go into though. Had I known that was going to go down that way, I wouldn't have wanted to go into Terrakion. Is this thing scarfed? I don't like this. I think this thing must be scarfed Shadow Ball, so I'm just gonna pivot out. Oh man, if I'd left Quick Attack on this. See, Eric doesn't know what he's talking about. Quick Attack would have been great. It would have given him free setup with Sandaconda afterwards though. Okay, so Shadow Ball, but I feel like I probably take 2 of these. Yeah, I do. No drops. Why did I say it? Why did I even think it? We might still take one. So I'm just going to... I feel like I actually quite need this. I'm just going to tap Cutter rather than Volt Switch. I hope that I take this. Okay, I do. That's good. So that goes down. The reason that I wanted to stay in with this is that I can hit the Conda hard if he tries to go into that setup. And I pivot easier on this thing now that it doesn't have Battle Bond anyway. So I want to keep this thing alive because, yeah, Conda worries me. So I'm going to go... Who is the least valuable here? It's Donphan. So I'm going to go Donphan and sack it off. This doesn't beat either of his 2 remaining mons, so I don't need it. I have no idea what set, does that reveal, is he Specs? Did I see him change up moves earlier? Well, it doesn't matter, I just go Enam, right? Do I just go Enam and Moonblast? Yes. Yeah, I do. I just go Enam, and I Moonblast, and then I Moonblast again, and I just keep clicking Moonblast till I go down. Okay, perfect, right. So now the setup Sandaconda is the only thing left on his team, I think. I think everything else is gone. And certainly the only threat. Like, if there's anything else left, it's on, like, 5 health. So we just blast into Conda. And then, I guess if he's agility, somehow. Like, if he... I don't know if this thing gets agility or rock polish or something. I guess that's the only thing that could be a problem. That could reverse sweep. Without Donphan. But then Donphan wasn't breaking this thing anyway with like a coil set. So... Oh, coil actually raises his accuracy. So Stone Edge hasn't been that inaccurate all game, I guess. I've probably been chancing this thing more than I should. This thing could reverse sweep me. This is looking tough actually. That didn't do as much damage as I'd hoped. I just blast and then Cutter. Like that's my play, is to Tachyon, to Moonblast into Tachyon. And like, yeah, just hope that kills. Yeah, that's doing enough. Because he can rest here, and then he's relying on Shed Skin if he's not got Sleep Talk. He could reverse sweep me, I think, because I didn't bring Secret Sword on, or Sacred Sword, whichever one it is, on. Did I? I don't think I did. If he gets very lucky and gets if he wakes up here, rests. So if he wakes up at the end of this turn, sorry, is what I mean, rests, and then gets yeah. So he wakes up here. He needs to rest again. If he gets a first turn wake, and this thing then will probably take the Tachyon Cutter, I think. Then I might lose. If I get a crit at any point, it's probably more likely that he actually wins. This is tough. This is tough. This thing really puts the work in on me, actually. I wish I had more special attack in my Kabalion, to be honest. Or that I had Secret Sword on my banded Terrakion. Okay, if he stays asleep here, though, then we should win. It's just gamble. This is just roll of the dice for the reverse sweep. Well, absolutely, right for him to do it, play to his outs. If anything, statistically, I don't know if it favours him or me. So I'm not bashing him for for playing this. I'm sure it doesn't sound like that anyway. I've played like a prick all game, so I'm definitely not bashing him. Okay, so that's GG. That's GG. Nice. Nice. So nice 4-0 win week 1. The Boomer squad coming through, doing well. Yeah, shout out to Eric for the mock. I think this build worked pretty well. This draft seemed to work pretty well in this game. Maybe we had a favourable matchup. We'll have to see how it goes for the rest of the season. But yeah, I thought that was pretty decent.